These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mark Z via PDK. I do know those who are involved at redemption centers will be working on Monday. Whether or not it's behind the scenes work or will be involving us, I do not know. It could be updates and changes in procedures training. I do not know. Sandy Ingram article quote, the most mysterious, what did the Iraqi delegation achieve in its visit to Washington? Sandy says there was more about the meeting than the mainstream U.S. press was revealing. There is a media silence surrounding the visit. The visit lasted 6 days. This is what we know. 1. Daily auctions are a thing of the past. 2. Redirecting the Iraqi energy sector away from Iran. 3. Accusations against the Iraqi banking sector that allowed the Iranian regime to evade Western sanctions. 4. Money laundering. Sandy says we do know there's a high level of expectation of certain tasks being completed by the Iraqi government in a short period of time. We also know the delegation believed they could persuade the U.S. administration to postpone the restrictions imposed by the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank on dollar transfers to Iraq. Yeah, that didn't happen. The article said the recommendations for the Iraqi delegations to follow what is described as media silence and not to reveal the scenes of what was discussed behind closed doors. Claire article quote, a new record, Iraq's hard currency reserves amount to 115 billion. Another quote, Saleh said Iraq's reserves of foreign currency amounted to $150 billion, which is the largest in history. All right, Militiaman says the historic event was meetings in Washington, D.C. They were all about economics, the exchange rate, reforms, Iraq moving to a private sector, and all of those meetings were successful. Everybody's in agreement. All the things that happened today, they happened quickly. All right, Pimpy, Iraq's foreign currency assets got above $90 billion, which is good for Iraq. Plus, they increased their holdings in gold. Unlike Vietnam, who had to use all their foreign currency assets, while most of them just try to keep their currency exchange stabilized. That's what you don't want to happen in Iraq. All right, Deep Woods, in my opinion, with Joe Biden and Sadani of Iraq working together, Iraq's monetary reform is moving pretty fast now. Dollar's drying up, and the dinar is Iran's next currency. All right, Frank 26, I'm not looking for a rate. I'm not looking for a date. I'm just looking for a reason for it not to happen. I can't find it. A leader doesn't just give you everything's positive, it gives you the bad things as well. I'm looking for it and I can't find it. Pimpy says we're still waiting on the budget because the budget will tell us a whole lot more. And lastly, Candy Kisses article quote, the government to Baghdad today. We agreed with Washington on the dollar and the results will appear in the markets. The effects of these dialogue and agreements will be tangible in the near future, especially with regard to the dollar and exchange rate crisis. He added, quote, there is a new mechanism that will contribute to the stability of the exchange rate in the markets in the coming days and at the official rate, he explained.